But I wasn't going to say anything, but now I'm going to have a rant. I did these a couple of videos ago, working on the weekend, that video. These were perfect. These were terminated correctly. There was no copper showing. There was no tape on them. They were nice and clean. There was nothing wrong with it. It was perfect. It was tested. It was great. Plasterer's come and done this. Moved these for no reason at all. Put them next to each other when they were top and tail, because there's a piece of wood there and a piece of wood there, which they've all chopped out to fit these boxes in. Just pulled the front covers off. So the CPC there wasn't even connected. There's that much copper showing. There's that much copper showing. They put tape around everything. There's that copper showing. Just missed that.
I know, that's what I thought you did.
Yo, welcome back. Nick, Adam, fuse board, wonky donkeys, as my kids call them, tester. We are back at the Tamworth job. Kitchen's completed, obviously. Yeah, Tamworth! We are changing this over, but we're not going to do a video. What's the matter? What's happened?
Oh, I don't know.
God, you have, you dirty pig. So I'm going to be doing the board at the same time. I'm just going to, because the plasterers are, yeah, I'll show you actually. The plasterers have messed a few things up in the kitchen. So we were all finished, second fix, done. And they decided to, these were top and tail, finished. They decided to pull the box off and redo it and put them there. Now they won't go back because there's a big piece of wood there. So that's cool.
I got a core out now.
Oh yeah, I need to, so the video I'm going to do today is dustless coring, which will be coring a hole up there for an extractor. Because building regs turned around and said that they want one now. Okay. So I'll do a little bit now. Adam and I, obviously, are changing the, Adam and I are changing this over, but we are going to, I'll see a bit of a closer look. But we're going to go and do full test on it now, figure out exactly what's what, because obviously we've got some doubled up circuits. He said there was a fault on a socket in there for up there. Someone screwed through a cable. So his brother, who's an electrician, has disconnected. So it's not a ring anymore. So there's a ring on here. We need to split it to two radials. So I'm glad he said that, because it would have been a ball out, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go upstairs. Which one's yours? Which has got all the scratches on because you don't look after it. That's right. Right. ZS R1 R2 shower, yeah?
Yeah.
Do ZS. Right, now Adam is in the back taking the board across. We've cut the power off, we've isolated it, we tested a bit. We found the ring that's got a bit of a funny thing on it, so we're not quite sure what we're going to do with that yet. But Adam's stripping the board back, getting all the cables tidy, figuring out what's what. So what I'm doing is, you all remember from last video before, I used this, which worked well for little pilot bits and whatnot. So I did say I was going to get the bigger Bosch one, which I have, which is here. Oh dear. So you can see the size difference. So, and a lot of people say, oh, you know, what hoover you've got, the Bosch one and whatnot. And then, you know, what's better than an electrician with a hoover? Electrician that's got two. Nick's and Adam's. It was on offer the other day on Amazon, so bought it for Adam. And at some point when we get another van or I get a new one, he gets my old one. We've got two of them. Obviously we've got the Metabo, but that is massive and quite big to carry around in the van. So I absolutely rate the hell out of these. If you're a Bosch fan, you've got Bosch batteries. I think it's about 110. I think I got that for 65 or something the other day on offer. But awesome, lightweight. You can get wheels on the bottom, you can get a strap, but they're small enough to put away in the van and not take up much too room. And as well, the suction is brilliant. So I've just cleaned the filter out. Obviously this has been used, this has never been used. So the filter on this, you know, is a bit clogged up. You can see the suction is awesome. So what I'm using, my old Bosch 36 volt with a pilot. I'm going to use my red attachment because we've got to put a hole up through here, straight through, further enough away from the lintel across. So I use the red one to suck it from that side. Once we get the pilot bit through, we're using the SDS with the core bit. And I got a lot of comments about last time saying, you shouldn't use it on hammer, but I want to use it on hammer. I know some bits you're allowed to, some bits you aren't. You get through it quicker. I'm going to use it on hammer. And also a helpful tip, they said take the inner pilot bit out as you're already through it. Once the core bit grips on, it's got its own momentum going through. Take that out and it'll make your cuts a bit easier. So I'm gonna get on with this, see how the attachment lasts. So one thing I do actually really like about all the Bosch stuff is the interconnecting bits. So obviously this isn't Bosch. I'm not sponsored or anything. I need to make this all aware again as usual. This just push fit one. So obviously that just pushes in there. But with the Bosch stuff, you have these click rings. So that's on there, it'll hold it tight. You have the same one that goes in the hoover, but then that also attaches onto there so it can't fall out or lose its grip. It's the same thing. I've got a chop saw as well, Bosch chop saw, and that wires straight into the back, which is extremely handy. Right, we've got the hoover attachment on, we've got the SDS bit, the core bit. I had to bump it up a little bit, so hoover action. That's on, that's centre of that. I'm gonna put my goggles on and my ear defenders and we'll get cracking. I think that's pretty successful. Oh, I hate wearing them. So obviously what you do get, same with the little one, same with the big one, you do obviously get a lot of dust build up on the outside of the bricks or anywhere you have it on a wall, so you've always got to be a bit careful with that. Nothing that a quick wet wipe won't fix around both of them. Nice clean hole, literally specks, and I mean specks of dust on the inside. So I'm really impressed with it. It wasn't the cheapest thing though. I think it was 85 quid. I'll put the link below. I've got it off Amazon. Took about 3 days to turn up. That was off Amazon as well. I'll put the link for that. But absolutely awesome bit of kit. You can imagine having to do that inside someone's bathroom, coring out if the outside's inaccessible or whatnot. It's going to save a hell of a lot of mess, because anyone that has core drilled holes knows how much dust comes out. It's the same as when you're doing downlights and you haven't got a dade. The mess is immense. So yeah, I'm super impressed with that, with the cost. And it'll not that I core holes very often, but when I do, you don't want to be making a mess. Definitely not. Let's go see how Adam's getting on. So it was Chris, wasn't it? Chris said to do this. Chris CJR. Chris CJR. Oh, hang on, it's got Chris written on the other side, isn't it? Where is it? He's here. When you get a board, knock all of them out. Put the whisker fire retardant, fire seals in that let you pass the cables through. So if at any point in the future you want to then tap off it, instead of knocking the board or hammering it or drilling it, you've already got them in place. Good idea. Adam separated all them across. For some reason as well, when someone's on an outside socket, you can see this lovely cable clipped all the way around to the fuse switch spur. I'm not going to badmouth it or argue with it. It is what it is, but instead of going under the board, they went over the top. So we're going to have to figure that out, and we're going to run that socket from the bottom of the board. It's going to put some white conduit in or some black conduit. We'll get in the van. No Flexicon. No. Told you it was Adam's idea. I'm just taking the blame for his young, innocent mind. I don't want the trolls after you, mate. That's all it is. Oh, 2 meters, please. Didn't do anything. Yeah, you're upstairs in the loft. Let me get in the stick. Good. Malleable box in there, double socket, neaten that up a bit. So, if we're putting our name to the board, we want the bit that is here as nice as it can be. But I wasn't going to say anything, but now I'm going to have a rant. I did these a couple of videos ago, working on the weekend, that video. These were perfect. These were terminated correctly. There was no copper showing. There was no tape on them. They were nice and clean. There was nothing wrong with it. It was perfect. It was tested. It was great. Plasterer's come and done this. Move these for no reason at all. Put them next to each other when they were top and tail, because there's a piece of wood there and a piece of wood there, which they've all chopped out to fit these boxes in. Just pull the front covers off. So the CPC there wasn't even connected. There's that much copper showing. There's that much copper showing. They put tape around everything. There's that copper showing. it's just, what is the point in me doing a good job to the best of my standard and Adam, for then someone, for all they know, like someone will come back, an electrician years of time, I've obviously changed the board, they could have seen the video of me doing this, and they open that up, and then that looks like my work, that looks like my work that I've done and completed, and that's okay, apparently. It's not okay. Ad, come here a sec. Come look at this. Adam hasn't seen it yet. You know how, don't come in yet, you know how good and well terminated that was and how neat we do it. Look what it's like now.
Delicious. No, it's a bit of a joke, isn't it?
It's like what?
Why did you tape them all together?
So he probably knows which one goes into the load and which one goes into the permanent. But that fell out. That one's not even in there. That was there.
Yeah, look how much is showing there.
I know. And I've looked at the pins as well. That one. Hang on, I can't see on the screen, hang on.
Oh, is it?
That one's been blown to hell. And then that one hasn't. They chewed up all the arms. Excuse me, ignore that. It's just a joke, it genuinely is a joke. Find me the plasterer's name, Adam, I'm going to ring him now. Right, I'll calm down a bit now. I never really get angry, genuinely, like, I can ask Adam, like, I just go, it is what it is, I can't be bothered, but, okay, you put that much time and effort to make things as nice as possible, and then people do stuff like that, nearly swore them. Also, I found out that he actually cut all the cables because my loadout was all double over. It wasn't doubled over, and that's why there's so much copper showing on all of it, because he stripped it back too much. So I've neatened it up, I've doubled over my loads, no copper showing anywhere, stripped it back. I put new boxes in because they absolutely destroyed the last ones with all the clips. So, yeah, and I've also used big wipes and cleaned all the plaster off, which they're obviously very incompetent of doing, as usual. You, good job.
How do you have this? Does it feel weird, like?
Just get a grip.
No.
Right, Adam's been a busy boy while I've been messing around in there. Board's pushed out. He did a bit of rear entry, didn't you, Adam?
Yeah, I was going to do top, but
It just didn't work out well, did it?
no.
So we've managed to leave the cable that's over the top. I'll try and shout because Adam's wearing the microphone. Fact, hold it out. Because it's been pushed off the board, the wall, the cable that runs to the outside socket is absolutely fine now. How much of a pain in the ass has this board been?
A lot.
Fact, tell everyone about because we couldn't figure out the rings to start with, it just didn't make sense, did it?
Oh, where there was...
Yeah.
What was it before? There was
a
ring.
2 amps with 3 cables in each, so we thought it would have been a ring in each. So what they did, stupidly, the person before, whoever did it, didn't they, put a leg in each breaker, and then there was a cable that was crimped through. It just, like, even now, like, I can't figure out.
Yeah, what that through crimp thing did.
Adam, you good job. That is a good job. Sorry I've not recorded much at the end, it's just, it's nice, stick it up, labelled up, tested up. He's rhinoed up, I'm rhinoed up, Bundy 10, boom. That's done on my iPad, yeah. Sorry, it's a short video, I don't know how short it is, do we know how short it is? I don't know how much footage I got. I know I wanted to record me using the dust collector outside, so like I said before, I'll put the link to that.
I'm saying 15 minutes.
15-minute long video.
You're going to make it 16 now, aren't you? So I'm always right.
You're not always right. At all.
The petrol I was right, and then you squeezed some more in, didn't you?
So did your mum. Sorry Stacey. Yeah, happy with that. I'm filming Adam, you're doing your own board change. Monday? Have I booked it in for Monday? I know you're not at college yet, are you?
No.
Next Monday. That's you.
Yeah, what date is it? It's only the first, isn't it?
Anyway, Adam's changing the next fuse board like completely by himself. He's done most of that himself. I have helped him because it was an absolute pig's ear wanting to get the cables through. So Adam's doing his own one. I record all the way through, jumping in and out. We did in the ICR. It passed. I know we failed it, because of single insulation outside. So Western Power had been, changed the main fuse, did all that sort of stuff, put an isolator in it for us, to him to change his board. But it's an interesting one because the board's set back into the plaster, isn't it?
Yeah.
So whether or not we want to copy that or we're just going to bring it surface, because it's an old rewirable little one, isn't it? So Adam's doing that. So once again, bye.
Bye.
That was poor.
Bye.